So today we are continuing our BTS ship readings, and we are doing Veman, the soulmates, the eternal best friends. And I'm so excited because I have been on the Veman train since the beginning. Um, and I'm also going to do something very special for this reading that we'll do at the end. And it'll be fun. Don't worry. But as always, we're going to start with looking at their past, their present, and their future as their relationship has grown over the years. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Starting with the past, of course. Oh my gosh, I almost dropped my cards. Starting with the past, of course. Okay. There is Taeyang. There's Jimin. The energy is between them. Okay. So Taeyang shows up as the magician reversed. When the magician's reversed, that means that there's something to do with your... It's kind of hard to explain. Think of the magician and the high priestess as both of these like spiritual figures. When they're reversed, it means that there's something being cut off there. So I almost see like Taeyang not quite hitting his full potential and his full potential being blocked from him. How this relates to his relationship with Jimin, I'm not sure. I think this more has to do with his state of mind at that time. He didn't feel like he was fully himself. He felt like he was not to his full potential. He was kind of hiding parts of himself, that sort of thing. Jimin shows up as the hangman, and it is reversed. So that's almost like martyrdom and trying to sacrifice yourself when you don't have to. I see Jimin almost being very protective over Taeyeon in the past, which is interesting to me because they're very close in age, so you wouldn't quite expect that. Um, but yeah, I just see him having this almost like I have to protect him, I have to keep him like safe from other people, um, to almost his own detriment. And that's not quite necessary, but for some reason he felt like he had to do it anyways. But the energy between them is the Wheel of Fortune. It's all about good luck. So I think right off the bat, they had a very good and strong connection. It was almost like one of those instant connections that, like, you don't really have to try hard for. It kind of just shows up. It's kind of just there already, um, before you ever even really get to know each other. And I wouldn't expect much less from these guys. I see other people trying to like take jabs at them for some reason. I don't know what that's about. Um, but I see Jimin and Taeyong being kind of this pairing that's kind of above and like beyond everyone else. And it's like everybody else is kind of like miffed about it. It's like they just kind of like paired off and went and did their own thing while everybody else was like, oh, they're not really part of the group because they're doing like their own thing. I think Tang and Jimin have been through a lot together in terms of like bad things. Like they've gone through a lot of shit. Um, and they went through it together. So I think that really strengthened their bond. There's almost something spiritual about their connection. I mean, when they say they're soulmates, honestly, I'm like inclined to believe them because it really does feel like these two were just kind of meant to be. They've been through a lot. They're just spiritually connected to each other. But there's something strange here. There's something strange in how other people viewed their relationship. Selfish. There's this weird, like, selfishness here. It's like people thought that they were being selfish in order to be, like, the most famous. I don't know why. I don't know how that would happen. But I just see people kind of pointing the finger at them and being like, you're being selfish. You're being greedy. You're taking all the attention for yourself. And I see almost Tang and Jimin being like, well, I mean, it's fair though. What's fair is fair. We didn't do anything specifically just because we're more popular. Doesn't mean anything. I don't know. This is feeling very pre-debut to me. I don't think this is like after the debut. This feels very pre-debut to me. It's feeling like the company really liked Jimin and Taeyong. And so much to the point that, like, even if they did bad things, they were still allowed back in. Because somebody somewhere knew that these two would work well in the group and be very popular in the group and be very successful. And so I see other people, like maybe other trainees, feeling jealous because of that. Yeah. Yeah. And the Ten of Swords is reversed. So that's like healing from a betrayal. So it's like somebody tried to get them out and it didn't work. It's like somebody tried to get them out and it didn't end up working. Um, that's interesting. Okay. Let's move on to their current relationship. Okay. There is Taeyong. That's Jimin. And the energy between them. Okay. Well, I think so. Let's start with Taeyong. Taeyong's the Knight of Wands reverse. I'm gonna need more clarification on why. Yeah, Taeyong's dealing with something in his personal life that is affecting his relationships with others. I don't think this is with Jimin. I think this is with someone else. Um, it's someone. It's someone in their circle, but not like directly. Like I don't think this is like another BTS member, maybe another idol, but it because it's somebody in their circle, but not directly. It's not like it's certainly not family to him. It's somebody a little more distant than that. That has hurt him very deeply. That Taeyong is kind of wrestling with on his own. I think Jimin is just kind of being there for him while Taeyong is kind of dealing with this. Taeyong feels very sentimental to me in the current moment. I want to look deeper at Jimin too. Jimin's the Two of Cups. That's like a strong connection. So he's feeling very like connected to Taeyong at the moment, like emotionally. I also think Taeyong, or not Taeyong, sorry. I think that Jimin, because of his natural instinct to protect Taeyong, is also feeling a little angry at whoever has hurt him. So I also see him turning kind of cold towards certain people, and like this person in particular. And kind of almost being like, I have no patience for you, like kind of like tossing them to the side, because of what they did to Taeyong. It's kind of like a, you know, like say you were to break up with somebody, this is like your best friend after you break up with somebody. Not that I think that Taeyong suffered a breakup. I mean, he could have, but it's that kind of energy. It's like, well, you hate them now, so I hate them too. That's kind of the feeling here. Energy between them is the Eight of Swords reversed. So that's a feeling of release. You've been trapped and now you are released. So I almost see them seeing this current situation as this kind of blessing in disguise. It might suck now, but it is better in the long run because the situation that you were in with this person was not good. Okay, let's look a little bit deeper into the situation itself. I just see them wanting to kind of combat this, but at the same time, trying so hard to not care about it. It's this weird dichotomy of like, I don't care about this, but I also kind of want to fight about it. I want to fight about it. I want to fight for it. I want to stand up against it. It's that kind of vibe, but also like I could not care less at the same time. I know that sounds weird, but both of those energies are there. Maybe one of them cares and the other one doesn't. No, they're on the same page, so that kind of threw that out the window. They're on the same page, so no, that's not the case. Adjustments here, so that's kind of like all eyes on them, and then there's a burden. There's a part of them that is like, should we just announce this to the world? There's a weird feeling of that here. There's almost like we want people to know about this. But I think they also know that it would hurt them in the long run if people knew about this. But they do want to tell people. They do want the public to know. I wonder if this has to do with things in the company. Less so than like a emotional, like, I don't think this is a relationship. I think this is someone in the company doing something wrong to them. Because they want people to know, but they're also like, well, if they know, it might cause issues for us. But they do want people to know. It affects Taeyong more than it does Jimin. Jimin's just mad by association. Jimin's mad for Taeyong. I want to look at their relationship, like, specifically, though. I want to look not really at the situation and more at the relationship. I just think that they are people that will fight for each other. When one of them is hurt, the other one is there. That's the energy that they have, like, currently. It's like when one of you is hurt, I'm here. Like, if Taeyong's hurt, Jimin's there. If Jimin's hurt, Taeyong's there. It's very much like we fight for each other. When the other one gets betrayed, the other one runs back to them. Because the Five of Cups is here, but it's reversed. So that's kind of going back to the old. So it's like, I run back to you when you get hurt. I think that they have this relationship where they kind of try to stay out of each other's like personal affairs, but when it gets to the point where somebody's getting hurt, they intervene in each other's personal affairs. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's look at the future relationship for them. Alright, so here's Taeyang. Okay. There's Jimin. The energy between them. I really should have watched my future BTS reading before this because I can't remember if I said that Taeyang was going to kind of step away from the spotlight like I said Namjoon would. But I kind of see that here. Let me look a bit deeper into I want to look at Taeyang first and why I get the sense of him leaving. Oh, for family. Oh, yeah. That was pretty easy. Yeah, so like he would leave to kind of start a family. Kind of in the same vein as Namjoon. It's very similar. But I see Taeyong feeling more positive and sound in his decision. There is obviously anxiety there. And kind of wondering what if he did kind of stay in the spotlight. But there's also a part of him that is more happy with his little family by himself. So it's a little less bleak than Namjoon's is, than Namjoon's potential future is. It's a lot more positive, and Taeyong feels more positively about it. Let me look at Jimin. Jimin's the Three of Wands reversed. I see Jimin feeling happy for Taeyong, but also a little sad at the same time. And there's also this kind of feeling of wanting to kind of do the same thing just so that he could continue to be close with Taeyong. Because I don't think that Jimin is really the type to kind of leave the spotlight for like a small little family union. That's just not really Jimin. But I see him almost wanting to do that so that he can remain close with Taeyang. But I do see him, he is happy for Taeyang. Let's look at this as a whole. Yeah, I just see them giving up opportunities that should be good for them in order to kind of live this future that they want to live. I also see it kind of ruining Jimin's plans for the future as well, because I think that Jimin has a lot of plans in his future with Taeyang, but Taeyang doesn't really want that. So I think that there is kind of an issue there. Yeah, because if Jimin had it his way, he and Taeyang would work together forever. But at some point, Taeyang does want to kind of live a more quiet life by himself. And I think that that's just hard for Jimin to rack his brain around. Okay, so I'm not even going to bother reshuffling these, but I want to look. I said I'm going to do something special. I want to look at the dumpling incident I know. I know this might be stupid, but I want to see. I want to see the dumpling incident. I want to see how it got started. I want to see what the deal is. So we're gonna look at it. Okay. Okay. It's the way that this argument literally almost made one of them leave. And I think it's Jimin because I think Jimin's the Queen of Swords. Um literally almost made Jimin leave the group. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. It was so bad. It's literally like betrayal. It literally felt like betrayal. And I just see pettiness, and I see somebody being very cold and kind of giving somebody the cold shoulder. Um like literally like destroyed everything. Tradition. There's something about tradition. So it makes me think that the boys had a very specific tradition when it came to, I guess, meals and food. Um, there was a tradition there that got broke. And that's what caused the argument. It's like, say, after every concert, they wait for everybody to get like back to the hotel before eating. And then Taeyong didn't follow through with that. Assuming that Taeyong's the one that ate the dumpling, and which I think they have said before. Um, uh, say Taeyong didn't wait for them to get back. It's Jimin getting mad about that, but it's like more than that. It's deeper than that. There's something here that it's not just the fact that he ate a dumpling. You know what I mean? It's not just a dumpling. There's more to it. There's like layers to it. That's, you can't really see that. My bad. Oh shit. Okay. um I do think they healed from this. It was a wound. But I do think that, their connection was too strong with each other to really let something like this ruin it. But no, this was a big deal. This was a big deal. It literally made Jimin want to leave the group. Like, I'm not joking. I'm so serious. This was such a bad fight, and I almost big almost see it even potentially like being a physical fight, or it could have potentially escalated to that level. If it wasn't stopped like beforehand. Like this very easily could have been like a physical fight. Um, I mean with the five of swords there, like definitely. I just see it like ruined something. It like ruined the tradition. It was a big deal. It was a big deal to Jimin specifically. Because I see Taeyong not really caring about like the tradition of it and just being hungry. But to Jimin it was a big deal. Like betrayal levels of big deal. I think that this incident made them closer. And I think that when it was all said and done, they realized that they didn't want um the group to change. They didn't want like to leave or anything. I think that it was just kind of a heightened moment. Um somebody helped them uh get over this and come back together. this Queen of Wands. I know that Jimin and Yoongi have said that like Yoongi took him out to like get drinks after this incident. But there's somebody else here. That's not Yoongi. There's somebody else here that helped them mend. Is it Jen? I'm inclined to say that's Jin. Jin's the only BTS member that could ever show up as a Queen of Wands. Um, he's the only fire sign, is why. Because I just see somebody getting in between this argument and putting a stop to it. Yeah. I think so. I mean, it might not be Jen. It could be anybody. I mean, I guess it could have been like a manager or like a staff or something like that. But somebody like intervened during this argument and cut it short before it got to the point of no return. Somebody stopped it from getting that far. I think it's Jen, but I guess it doesn't have to be. All right. Well, that was fun and interesting. So if you liked that, then please like this video and subscribe if you want to see more. Still don't know what the next one's going to be, but hey, you'll just have to stay tuned to figure that out. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!